Hey guys, it's Chris, and this is a video that I've actually wanted to make for months. And honestly, Alex over at Tactical Arbitrage kind of forced my hand because he just did a big UI update to Tactical Arbitrage. It is running better than it ever has been, so there's no better time to make a video like this than right now. So in this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you exactly how I run Tactical Arbitrage searches. I made this video for somebody that is either A, looking at getting into tactical arbitrage. So if you have not gotten tactical arbitrage yet, take a look below. There is a affiliate link in the description, which will give you an extended free trial. Thanks to me. Then if you have just gotten it, even if you did not use my affiliate link, I still love you. But if you are somebody that has not successfully run a search yet with it, this is for you. And if you're somebody that has had it and you just are struggling with the basics, this video is for you. Now, please like and subscribe to the channel because I will put out more videos like this. If you guys like this, comment below on this video. If you have any questions, this is going to be a two-part video where the first part I set up some searches. I'm going to search for Target and Walmart in these in this first video. And then in the second video, I do some analysis and show you some big tricks for your analysis of tactical arbitrage items. And then I go through and actually show you items that are profitable right now at Walmart that you could go and buy right now today and make money from. So not only am I going to show you how to find the items, but I actually show you some items, but the theory is all good. So, just watch this video. The first part, I go through the tools that I use in conjunction with tactical arbitrage. Then I go through, explain what all the filters within tactical arbitrage means, some tips to running your searches, and then we run some searches. I show you how to set those up. And then in part two, I do the analysis. So yeah, this is actually a pretty basic video, but if you're getting used to or just getting started with TA, this is a great way to go. I've done a lot of coaching for people with tactical arbitrage where they sit down with me, charge 120 bucks an hour to do TA coaching. So if the people that watch this video or the people that get coaching from me were to watch this video, a lot of them wouldn't need coaching from me. So I'm trying to get more into doing coaching, but I'm also giving away all the secrets of my coaching. So there we go. Without further ado, let's get started. Okay, guys. So these tools that I'm going to show you here are not necessarily required for tactical arbitrage. You really only need tactical arbitrage, but these are so handy and so helpful. I really can't imagine doing online arbitrage without these. In fact, these tools are so powerful, you could do online arbitrage just with these tools, and I actually already have a video on that. So anything that I make a reference to, I will put a link in the description. So go take a look. If you're not ready quite yet for tactical arbitrage, you're watching this video, I don't know why you are, but if you want to see how I source with just using REVseller and a couple other little tools, you can do that. But that being said, REVseller is imperative. It's like 60 bucks a year or something like that. I'll put a link to it in the description. What's also real nice about it is I can put my buy cost in and it will spit out my ROI and my margin automatically for me. I can use it to make buy lists. And if I'm not doing in-store sourcing, I can actually use the graph within REVseller instead of Keepa. Now I still do use the Keepa extension here, and here that is, but it is nice that if I really didn't want to and I wanted to save that 17 bucks a month, be all Dave Ramsey or whatever, I could. So REVseller is imperative, and I'm going to use that. Also gives us a whole bunch of information up here where like we can look at, how big this is, how much it weighs, that kind of stuff, instead of having to dig down into the details of the page, which are all the way down here. It's all nice and up here. This is definitely very, very useful. The next thing I use is the Keepa extension. This is very important. We all know why. Keepa is imperative to doing any sort of arbitrage. Just be able to look at history of the item, look at where it's been, how it's sold over time, that kind of stuff. You just can't do it without this, to be perfectly honest. Now, another tool that I use a lot is REVroi. Now let me go over to Kohl's here because that'll give us a better idea of what REVroi does. And this is by Chris Grant. Now, I think that the cashback part of REVroi is down, but we can look at the gift card section here. It'll actually show us where we can buy discounted gift cards from and where we can get the best cash back from. I happen to be making this video when maybe there's a little bit of a hiccup. About every 6 months there's a hiccup with REVroi, and it just doesn't work quite right for a day or two, and then it works fine. So right now it's in that day or two time frame. That being said, it is very, very useful. Another tool that I use, but it's not as required, is called OA Highlight. So this is by Nate McAllister. I think Chris Grant's probably involved. Those two are always up to something. And what OA Highlight is I can right click, I can highlight something, right click, and then search it. Okay, that is very useful to use. It's really not as necessary as the other extensions that I'm just talking about right now, but it is definitely very, very nice to have. Okay, so let's dig into Tactical Arbitrage itself. Okay, guys, so this is Tactical Arbitrage proper. So I'm just started on the dashboard page. We're going to go right away into the product search, but this should all look pretty much the same. I do have the full suite. I don't know how it looks in the other suites, like if you only have the OA suite, if you see the wholesale on the side or whatever, but we're going to focus just for the regular product search in this video. So the very first thing that I think I should do is go through and just show you guys everything in the product search. Okay, now I have updated to the new Ruby version of Tactical Arbitrage, so it's only a little bit different if you haven't updated it yet. I think it's now just a forced update, so yours should look pretty much like mine does. So let's start from the top, and I'm going to explain to you what everything on this page means, when to use it, and it should be pretty easy. None of this is too difficult to understand, and that's the thing. People make it more difficult than it really is. And after this, I'm gonna do a search with you guys where you can watch me set one up, grab what I'm gonna search and everything, and a lot of people are gonna be like, oh, it's really that easy? And it's like, yeah, it's really that easy. So let me start with an explanation of what all of this means. So the cache. So Tactical Arbitrage is not only used by you, okay? Other people use it. So you can actually use data from other people's searches. So if I use data from a cache that's 1 day old, that's actually going to be the fastest setting, and that will go through other people's data from the same website. So let's say I search Walmart, it'll look at what the Walmart price was up to 24 hours ago, and what the Amazon price was up to 24 hours ago. The faster you set this, so live only would be the slowest, 10 days would in theory be the fastest. I don't think that 10 days is much faster than like 5 days or 2 days or whatever. Typically I run mine on 1 day or 12 hours. Live only works, but it's not like that slow. 3 hours is also really, really good, but live only is a little bit slower, noticeably, but for some websites and some sales, it might be the way to go, especially if a website just started a sale, might be a good way to go. So experiment with this a little bit. You're not going to break anything, okay? Now, cache-only search would mean that it is... I'll leave it off for now, but what it means is that it only is going to show me stuff that has already been found by other sellers. Pretty basic. Now, UPC and product only, or UPC sites and product only, you want to leave this off because there's plenty of sites that are good that use something other than UPC. So what that does is Tactical Arbitrage has different ways to figure out, is this the same thing as this? So is this product on Walmart the same as this product on Amazon? One of the best ways to do that is UPC. So is the UPC the same? Yes, no, match, or not. Now, there's other ways that they can do that. I believe that they still are using image matches, okay? So image matches work very well. So same photo. It also can be title matches, okay? So there's different matches. The UPC will give you the best results, but will ignore a lot of good stuff, potentially good stuff. So I would leave this off. And then this is one that I do have on, where what this will do is then look at other sites that sell the same stuff, and it'll look for it elsewhere on the internet. So let's say I do a search for Walmart, it might look at Bass Pro Shop and say, oh, Bass Pro Shop has the same UPC as what is being sold from Walmart onto Amazon, and show me that result. Now, here's why I turn this off a lot. If you're running a sale where, you know, Target is doing a buy one, get one free on Legos or something like that, you're probably not going to beat that price on the internet. This setting slows down your searches but gives you more results. So you're going to have to balance that. If you're running a sale, I would say turn it off. If you're not running a sale, don't turn it off. Simple as that. And if you leave it on, it's not even that much slower. So don't worry about it. So we're going to be searching from the US to sell in the US. That's pretty self-explanatory. Website, that's where we would put our URL of what we're going to search. The category, the website is where we select what website you're going to search. Now, one of the things you're going to notice in my video here, and in maybe some other videos that you see, is I have some of these URLs in blue. That means that I have bought a bulk list. In fact, I believe I bought this bulk list from Chris Grant. Shout out Chris Grant. This is now your second time being shouted out in this video. So, yeah. So I bought it from Chris, or I got it from tacticalbucket.com. These are not really necessary to run Tactical Arbitrage successfully, but they just add more stores that I can sell on or look for inventory, and it's nice, okay? But again, if you're a total beginner to Tactical Arbitrage, these are not necessary, but now you know what they are. So let's say I'm going to search Walmart. I can start to just type in Walmart, and it'll pull up Walmart, okay? And you want to make sure, if you don't know what Walmart keys means, do not search Walmart keys. What that means is that you have a specific account with Walmart that gives you API keys. That's a whole nother video entirely. But Walmart will work just fine. And then we can copy and paste our category in there. So that would be the actual URL that we're going to search on. Start page is what page we want to start on. Last page is the last page we want to end on. Now, this is one that a lot of people mess up because they think that you actually have to enter something in either of these. You don't need to enter anything into either of these. I never do. I want it to search until it doesn't find anything anymore. So if, you know, Tactical Arbitrage will, like, let's say I have a result and it will, it has 3 pages of results. So I've searched, you know, bicycles on Walmart, and there's 3 pages of results. Well, if it gets to the end, it just stops scanning. It doesn't break anything. So putting in the end is a recipe for mistakes, and it's a recipe to not find everything you want. So just don't put it in. I don't put it in. Now, I will put it in bulk lists, and I have a video on how to make bulk lists in the description. I have it linked, okay? Now, I do not use Easy Bulk, and the reason is I think it's easier to make my own bulk lists. Again, refer to the video of me showing how to do that, because when I make my own bulk list, I do it one time, and then I have it forever until something changes. So for me, I think the Easy Bulk is probably a little bit easier to set up. However, in the long run, I think it is not as easy as just making your own bulk lists, saving them on your computer, and referring to them when you need them. So we can save our filters that we've used, okay? I'm not going to go into that because I want to show you all of the settings here. And this is where people get overwhelmed. So let's dive in. The first thing is, we don't want to have, we're going to just go line by line by line, boom, boom, okay? The very first thing is we do not want as per settings on, because we could set like this kind of stuff with like top 4, top 5, top 7%, all that crap. I don't want that, because I don't want Tactical Arbitrage making decisions. And this is one of those things where it could make a decision and not show me something that could be very profitable. There's also a way to set default settings in your settings menu here, where you go in and you put ranks in the settings menu. I hate that feature. I really think that Alex should remove that, because I think that that causes a lot of beginner frustration. They go through all of these settings, don't understand what they're doing. They set the rank settings too tight in that folder, and then next thing you know, they're like, oh, I can't find anything. Well, that's why. So this works really well with 30-day, 90-day, and current. Now, if you have something that is real new, it's not really going to have a 90-day average. So what Tactical Arbitrage has done in my experimentation is, let's say an item's only been listed for 20 days, it will just look at the last 20 days on either of these settings. Now, I may be incorrect about that, but that's what it looks like to me, and ranks over. So, I keep this super loose. So let's say I'm doing toys. I probably am not going to sell a toy that's much worse than 100,000 in toys, rank-wise, but I'll probably put in 150, because, you know what? That's 151, 150, because I would rather, if I'm going to say, oh, okay, I don't want to sell toys over 100,000 in rank, am I going to look at a toy that's 101,000 in rank and be like, nah, not going to sell it? Of course you're not. So I just always, if I'm like, okay, I want 100 grand in toys, just set it higher. 150, 120, 110, whatever. This is where most people mess up, okay, right now. So this setting, keep it loose. Remove of estimated sales. So estimated sales, I hate this one. I don't use it. I don't know exactly how Alex has figured out the estimated sales, but I think that any estimated sales algorithm is inherently flawed. Okay, Jungle Scouts is flawed. Everybody's is flawed. I don't like it. So I don't use this. And again, people focus on this too much. And especially people with low budgets. They're like, well, I only want to sell stuff that sells 1,000 a month. Well, if you're only buying 3 of them, why does it matter whether it sells 1,000 a month or 500 a month or 100 a month? Okay, if you have 3 and a product sells 100 a month, you're going to sell it in one day. If it sells 10,000 a month, you're going to sell it in one day. If it sells 1 million a month, you're going to sell it in one day. Okay, doesn't matter. Okay, people make this mistake. Don't mess with it. So personally, I would rather go by rank than this sales estimate, because again, I don't want Tactical Arbitrage making decisions for me. Now, number of sellers is less than or more than. This is another one where people set this and they mess it up. It doesn't matter how many people are selling an item, because, you look at any grocery item and you're going to have like a dozen people on it that are merchant fulfilled and are like $20 higher than the buy box. Why do we pay attention to them? They're not going to get buy box rotation, are they? Probably not. So why does it matter? So don't set this one. You can manually analyze these things later, but don't set this, because it will not show you good stuff. Okay? Competitive FBA sellers. Now, I don't know exactly how he defines competitive. Okay? Most of the time, I would define competitive as within 1% of the buy box and FBA. I don't know if that's exactly how he defines it. That being said, I don't set this one either, because I'll make that decision when I get there. Now, this, I believe, only works on Walmart. Yeah, only works on Walmart. So I would actually set this one, because I don't want to buy from third-party sellers on Walmart. As Walmart is opening up the platform, there's more people that might be on there that are drop shipping, that are buying, importing things from China, selling knockoffs, that kind of stuff. I don't want to deal with that, so I will set this one. Now, remove oversized items. I will tell you, this is another one. I don't know why people have a problem prepping oversized item, except for one thing. Prep centers. A lot of prep centers will charge extra for oversized items. They're more difficult to prep. So if you are using a prep center and you don't want oversized items because of the cost, then set that. But Tactical Arbitrage is able to recognize the difference between regular size items and oversized and small oversized, and it adjusts the fees accordingly. So there's no advantage to this unless you're using a prep center or are in a situation where you pay more for oversized items. So just something to keep in mind. Remove out of stock items. Now, this one I would recommend not turning on, because sometimes, like especially with stores like Walgreens, you'll scan stuff and then it will be out of stock on the first of the month, but you could come back, 2 days, 3 days later, next week, whatever, and it's back in stock. So if you remove this, you're going to have, stuff not show. And this will, I just think it's just, I don't know, unnecessary. Plus, a lot of times with Tactical Arbitrage, I want to source stuff that is out of stock on the website, like especially with Walmart, and then go in store. So this would eliminate that from me. Okay? Now, here's another one. Remove if Amazon contains no weight or size data. So the reason why you would set this is because that means it has never been FBA'd before. It's never been fulfilled by Amazon. They don't know how big it is or how much it weighs. Now, the advantage to this, or the disadvantage, is if you turn this on, you won't get to see brand new listings, which can be a problem. You also may not be able to see listings, again, that have never been FBA'd before. There's plenty of things that I sell that I've FBA'd where I'm the first person to FBA it. This is a really bad setting in the shoes category, grocery category, and clothing category, because a lot of those have never been merchant, or have only ever been merchant fulfilled. So you would lose a lot of that stuff. So I recommend leaving this off. Okay, now remove if Amazon is a seller and now in stock. Again, this is another one, too many of these gurus out there want to tell you shit because they want to be like, if you follow these very specific directions, you will have success every time. And that is bullshit. It doesn't work that way. Now, you can 100%, let me dispel a myth right now, you can compete against Amazon. But you need a couple things, okay? And this is not like advanced strategies or anything like that. If I am going to compete against Amazon, couple things I look for. Can I reasonably drop the price a little bit to make sure that I get the buy box? Or if Amazon drops a price, can I make money? Okay. Now, I'm not talking about, do I need 100% ROI? Am I going to drop the price in half? Anything like that. I see people all the time. How much do I have to drop the price to get Amazon to give me the buy box when they're selling something? There's no known answer to that, and you don't have to even drop it a penny. The correct strategy is to match the price that Amazon is selling it at and do PPC. Look in the channel and look at my video where I talk about PPC. And I have found that if I match Amazon's price and I do basic automatic PPC that takes 2 minutes to set up, I do very well competing against Amazon, and you will too. It's really not that complicated. Okay, remove if reviews are less than. So this would be something that we would set, but it would weed out new items. And I don't like that. I sometimes want to look at new items. So this, I leave blank. Rating is lower than. I don't care what the rating is on a product, because here's the thing. Most people don't rate products. So for even if you have a product where every rating of it is negative, that's probably less than 1% of the people that buy it are going to leave a review. Now, you are more likely to leave a review if you have something negative to say than something positive to say, but for the most part, I just want to manually analyze this, okay? I don't want Tactical Arbitrage to make the decision for me. I want to make the decision, so I leave this blank. Now, this one, I do actually mess with sometimes. The biggest thing that I would use this for is a sale that says something like buy one or buy two get one free of equal or lesser value, anything under $9. Okay, so in that case, I would set that, and then that sale would work for me. Okay, so that's where I use that a lot, or where the Amazon price is less than. This is a thing that's good, like if you're looking for small and light products, you might want to mess with this. It's a little bit more of an advanced feature, but I typically don't want to set this. This is also good if you have a minimal sourcing budget. So, you know, if you're somebody that you have a couple $1,000s to spend, you don't want to put a lot of money into any one items, you might want to do, you know, I don't want to spend more than $20 on an item, okay? And again, that's kind of an arbitrary setting, because what if you found a killer item but it was $21? Are you going to say no? No. So this is kind of important to realize that this might not be the best setting, but it might be useful a little bit. Now, this is useful if you are searching a sale where you can't put a brand in. Okay, now we'll come back to that. So this is, you know, I pulled this the wrong, I said that for the wrong one. This title contains the words. Now, this can be helpful if we're gated and stuff, okay? So if we're gated in Neutrogena, we're gated in L'Oreal, whatever, this would be useful so that we don't see those products. Again, you know, that's useful. I'm pretty much ungated in everything, so I don't really set this. But let's say we're, you know, looking at a sale on Target where all their building blocks are 50% off, but you're gated in Lego, so you want to see Mega Blocks, we could do that. Okay, pretty easy. And the brands here. Now, I typically would just leave this because it's not always perfect the way the search works. So I would just leave this and go back later, you know, when I'm analyzing it myself, and be able to make this decision myself. Okay, so this is kind of old school. It used to be when we would buy and sell something, we were always looking for stuff that was 3 times more expensive. So if we're buying for $5, we want to sell it for $15. That's kind of old school. I would really not use this. So really, this is actually how I run my searches. Okay, that's it. That's my filters. Okay, pretty basic, I would say so myself. Okay, so source titles are the next important filter that we have here. For the most part, I don't use these unless I'm doing like a specific sale. So, for instance, let's say Walgreens is having a sale. All Boots number 7 products are 33% off, let's say. So I could remove it if it does not contain. Okay, I could do that. I could do remove if it contains Lego. Let's say, again, I talked about that filter up here with the Amazon title. I could also do if the source title contains. And then this is useful. I haven't quite come up with like figuring out exactly where this is used, but I'm sure somebody will use it where it would be like remove words from source title. I don't know exactly what this is used for. It does, okay, it'll, you know, give you something, but this is something that I clearly have not really used, but it does look like, okay, so literally right clearance. Okay, so it does give some use cases. So keep your eyes peeled for that. That could be useful, but I have not used this. And then add words. So this actually could be good if you're looking for multi-packs. I've actually used this in the past where I'll add 3-pack. Let's say I'm searching a bunch of grocery stuff. I'll add 3-pack, and then it will search and add that to the beginning, and you can actually use this to find more multi-packs that way. Little pro tip there. So coming down here, cost to prep. So this would be something like if you're using a prep center, this would be very useful. This is where I say like, hey, don't kick preps or oversized items out of bed. Even if your prep center is charging you $5 extra to prep them, you know, that's fine. You might find something that's profitable enough that you will be able to profit from that. So cost to prep, and then cost to create a bundle. These are all really set based off of prep centers, but it also could be useful, you know, I don't know, if you are trying to keep track of your cost of prep. However, I would much rather figure that all out manually when I'm looking at the product. Now, these two are pretty much the only filters I personally really use. And this would be, you know, if I'm looking for stuff, like I would very rarely ever buy something that is only a $1 profit, but I'd like to start there because a lot of times I may find something that is a $1 profit, then I search it and I find bundles or multi-packs that contain that product and they're more profitable. So this is why I set this so low. Sometimes I actually even set it at like this, just to even find profitable products. I do that especially in grocery searches because I would rather just show me a bunch of trash and then I go through and I look and I find the multi-packs and stuff like that manually. Now, this here is where it's similar to this setting all the way up here, okay? This will search other sites other than what we tell it to. So if we tell it to search for Walmart, it'll also search other sites using the UPC and the images and the titles. This is very handy unless we're doing a sale. So if I'm just randomly going to source the clearance section of Walmart, yeah, why not turn this on, okay? But if I'm searching a very specific sale on Ulta where probably nobody else is doing the same sale, I want to turn this off. It speeds up your searches. But again, it's not going to break your searches if you turn it on or turn it off, okay? So no match. I do leave this off usually because it will show stuff that's not a match with between the website that you're looking on and Amazon. This can be useful though because you can find stuff where it's not a match. So if we turn this on, for instance, we could search stuff that's not matching. That means other people within Tactical Arbitrage have not found it yet. That's what that means. And I have done this before, and it has been profitable before. So just something to keep in mind. Now, this will show us stuff. We do want to see stuff where Amazon is out of stock, but that's not just Amazon. This is also other sellers, okay? So this I leave on. You can check this out and read this and see what exactly is going to fit for what you're doing. But, you know, this has worked pretty well for me in the past because this will show me stuff where everybody's out of stock on it, but it's still a good item. And then this, of course, will only show me out of stock results, but I don't want to do that. So let's, yeah, this is all the featured. This is all the filters, okay? So let's do a search here. We're going to set up and we're going to run a search from Walmart and we're going to run a search on Target. Okay guys, so I'm going to do a search here for Target and I'd like you to play along with me at home if you have never done this before. We're going to do Target first, then we're going to do Walmart. So the very first thing we want to do is make sure we don't have any filters open other than the ones we're going to use. And this is literally all the ones that I'm going to use. I'm going to look for $1 profit at minimum, 20% ROI. Again, this is not a very good setting. I really wouldn't buy something with that ROI, but I want to make the analysis myself. So I leave it set like that. Source title, remove, all that stuff. Now I will set a current rank. We're going to look here at, let's look at some jigsaw puzzles. Okay, that'll be enough to give us some good results. And it's the toys category. So I typically will stay under 100,000 in toys, but let's put in 150,000 in toys. Again, I'd like to make that decision myself. Now we're going to select Target from our drop down of the websites. Okay. And here's where a lot of people make a mistake. They don't click category example and they put the wrong thing in. So with Target, I have this URL. If I put this URL into here, it will not work. Search won't work. Okay? In fact, I'm doing it right now to prove my point. Okay, search complete, didn't find anything. That's because I didn't put the right thing in. Now, next thing that is important, I cannot then try to restart a search. If I put this in, even if I put the correct thing in, which that's the correct thing I want to search, it will give me an error, okay? It will just kind of mess up at some point. So what we're going to do, let's do a new search. So you should always just start a new search. And we start a new search by clicking product search. Just that easy. So now we come in here to Target. We click on category example, and it says we need the code followed by N. Okay, so there's the code that follows N. Okay, I usually refer to this as the N code. So our filter's still saved from last time. Now, the fixed price per item, so we could use this, like, let's say Target was doing all board games $10. This happens a lot with Black Friday, where people or websites will be like, you know, all the games in this category are $5 or 2 for $5 or whatever. So that's where we would use this. We do not have any store price reduction except for Target Red Card. Okay, well, let's actually verify that. REVroi. Now, REVroi, again, seems to not be working quite right now. Cashback's not working. Discounted gift cards is being weird. Card cash is working. Now, I'm not going to go with that because I can just get 5% cash back with my red card. So I'm just going to use that. But all of these are very self-explanatory, okay? And we don't have tax exempt, so we do want to put our sales tax in. Now, if we're doing a sale like a buy two, get one free, then our discount would be 33%. That's very common with a lot of stores. Or if we have to buy one, get one free, then it's 25%. I'm sorry, buy one, get one free would be 50%, but usually they do buy one, get one 50% off, and that would be 25% off. In this case, we're not doing that because the discount for this has already been applied. Now, we are ready to run this, okay? I am going to remove my 5% because I really don't like to use the red card cashback in my sourcing decision. That's personal to me, but you could put that in if you want to. Won't negatively affect you either way. I have the N code, I have the website selected. We want to just make sure everything is set. See, no filters, guys. This is where people make their mistakes. They try to make Tactical Arbitrage make decisions for them that it's not meant to make. I'm also going to remove my sales tax. Okay. So let's search. Now, after I click search here, I always want to make sure that it actually worked. Even if I've done this a million times, and I feel like I have, I want to make sure it pulls in the current product. I want to make sure it checks the product, and that's all. I know that this is going to be good. If we click on watch logs, we can actually see what it is doing. Okay, and that is awesome. So now we're ready to start our next search. Now, our next search, we're going to do Walmart. The first thing we want to do is we want to click on product search to make a new product search. Okay, so let's see what Walmart has in store for us. You know what? I'm going to show you guys a little trick. Little trick-or-doodle that is a little bit more advanced than a beginner seller. But, yeah, I think you guys are ready. Okay, so let's go to toys. Let's search all the sale items on toys. Okay. So we're going to go to shop all toys. So let's search their new toys, only at Walmart, rollbacks, clearance. Now really we could search all savings, it wouldn't give us the same result, but let's do it this way. It's a little bit less efficient, but at the same time it makes for a better video to show you guys something cool. So let's go to our website. We're going to enter Walmart. Category example. These pretty much any URL will work with Walmart. Okay, so let's go to, okay, these are the new toys. So these might be items that aren't listed on Amazon yet. Maybe nobody's selling these. We don't know. Now, this is something a lot of people don't know you can do with Tactical Arbitrage. You can also add multiple rows here. Just like that. Okay, so I just copied and pasted these all into one search. This search is going to take quite a while, but now we have all the new toys, all the Walmart exclusive toys, the rollbacks, and the clearance, all in one search. Let's make sure our adjustments are all good. Okay, now again, I live in a state with 6% sales tax on toys, and I'm doing this online. I'll leave that blank, but that would be useful to set. We're mostly looking at toys here, so let's keep that 150K rank. Nothing. Okay, nothing here. Now, let's say that I was unable to sell Nerf, okay? I might put Nerf in there to eliminate all Nerf products from my search because I can't sell Nerf, okay? That would be useful. Or let's say I really just want to sell Nerf products. I could put in Nerf, and then I would see all the new to Walmart Nerf guns, all the exclusive Nerf guns, all their clearance Nerf guns, and all their rollback Nerf guns. Let's leave that blank for right now. And again, this is how I do it. Just like that. Search. We're just going to make sure that this started. We want to make sure check the product. Perfect. Now we know it's going. We can look at the watch logs and it'll show us, you know, what's going on here, but that's pretty lame. Now, when we're done, oh, it's already added 4 products. So if we want to see what it's added, we could click on Search Manager and it'll show us the searches that we're currently doing. Okay, this is on page 21 of however many pages it is, and I don't really know how many pages it is. It doesn't matter. And this is on page 2, and it's already gone through 71 items. And if we click on View Data here, we can see what it has found. Awesome. So it's already started to find some stuff that might be good for us to sell. In fact, let's look here. Now we can click this thing right here, and it'll open, should open both of them for us. Okay, so this is 288, 1 Mashems. Boom! First product we found was profitable, guys. That's awesome. So I'm going to let this run for a few minutes, and then I'll do a little bit of analysis of these items. Now, one thing I will tell you is that I do definitely have these columns set differently than how most people do, and I'll show you that in the next part of the video. Okay, bye-bye. I'll be right back.